Welcome, my name is Empty Major, and today we are in Devine Cybermancy. Now, this is a game that I haven't made any video on yet, but it is in fact a game that I've been playing for a very long time. It's one of, I think, the most fun FPS RPGs out there, and definitely one of the most unique ones. Now, this game is also extremely weird. And a lot of people might not really understand it as well. Now, in the idea of me playing this game for a series with a friend of mine on my YouTube channel, I was thinking, let's just do a basic of this video, the basics. You know, what is this game, and how do you get into it? Now, for starters, it's $10 on Steam. It's a game from 2011. It's in the Half-Life 2 source engine. That means that there, yes, might sometimes be some little issues with that, but generally speaking, it's a pretty nice looking game. It holds up together pretty well for today's standards. I think it doesn't look that bad. Now let's go around this actual game. Now it's a first-person shooter with a level system. Let's go into the inventory to show you guys what it's like. Now here we have the level system. Now once you have reached this XP level, which you get XP while doing everything, you can upgrade a lot of different stats. Now these stats, just exactly what it says here, that's what it does. It's not that crazy. It's basically that simple. It's just, you know, more speed. This is more HP restores, what you can get if you give yourself first aid. Is your mental balance. You can go crazy in the game, so the more mental balance, the less faster you go crazy. You have hacking, your accuracy, your endurance, so you know your health, and the more you can run and stuff. Your psi force, so your magic, basically, and then your strength, so the melee damage, and the more stuff you can carry without going slower. Now then you have some different things like the armor stats and some extra attack speed and just some extra stuff, and your money, browsers. Okay, that's your money. And then resurrector, so how many times you can die before the game basically resets. That doesn't mean that your character resets, because your character stays the way it is, but the mission resets once this is on 0, so you have to start over again where you saved. And this is your inventory. It's pretty simple. This is just slots for your weapons or your ammo and all that stuff, and your armor type. And then your speed malice. The less stuff you have on you, the less higher speed malices. The lighter your armor you wear, the less higher speed malices. And that just basically means that you're faster. Cyber tech. This basically is just some stuff that you can buy with browsers. Your credits, and that will just make your character stronger and better. For example, if you upgrade your legs, you can jump extremely high, like in Crackdown 1. You can just jump over buildings eventually if you upgrade high enough. And that just costs a lot of browse-offs, but you have a lot of different things, like your cyber eyes. You get eye vision if you do that, so you can this is some kind of night vision type of thing. You can do a lot of different things. This is just very complex of what it can do, but generally speaking, it just gives you, some better things to do with, like, for example, better head protection. Research. Now, this is something that is a little bit less, a little bit more complicated. Essentially, your research, these are just all kinds of things that you can research, and there are a lot of different ones. You find your researches if you kill certain creatures, or if you find certain items, and then you can research them. The faster you do it, the more it costs, and the slower you do it, the less it costs. So, medkit, for example, if I research this will take 24 hours, which is not actual 24 hours. It's like in-game hours. It doesn't really make any sense, to be honest with you, because here, for example, an hour already passed, and medkit is something you should always get. It's literally, that's what it is. It just gives you a health boost whenever you need it. But this is just like a lot of things. So you can find certain crates, and if you found those crates or certain corpses, you can see them here, and then you get more researches that you can do for more browsers. So that's what research is. Sometimes you can do certain researches that will actually give you more stats, so that's also very useful to know. And then you have your total stats. You can see all your kills, you can see all your fatal wounds. So these are like irreversible wounds that you can get if you, for example, get shot in the head really hard. Whatever, that just stays forever. And then where you hit your enemies the most, and then the when you play online, is actually your online kind of thing, and there's also kind of online battle royale type of whatever. But this is not really that important. This is just some stats. And then you have your missions, which is just the missions you have to do, and your actions. This is your action shortcut. You can open that by pressing C. You can, if you press the second mouse button. Oh, there we go. If you press your second mouse button. By the way, with B you can open the menu, but there's a lot of more shortcuts. But if you press second mouse button, you can fill this in. Let's say I want that, and whatever. And then you can press C, and then you can activate all these spells. For example, by the polyclone, which everyone starts with. Now you know how the whole system works. For example, something that is pretty unique in this game: if you shoot your own polyclone, it doesn't show right now. Yeah, there we go. If you look down under my level, you can see that. So in this region, if you will, you can see that there is a red bar, which is my health, and then the yellow bar, which is my energy, which if you crouch comes back way faster than if you don't. Make of that what you will. But you can also see a blue one, and that's your sanity. The moment your sanity is low, or extremely low, you will go crazy and you'll start shooting randomly. You'll start taking damage and stuff, and then you have to press V. And once you press V, your sanity will not refresh completely, but you will become a little bit better minded. Let's go over to the different weapons that you have in the game and the different equipments. Now this is the most fun part, obviously. You have these big armory things you can press enter to, and then you can equip whatever you want. As you can see, you have a couple of melee weapons. You have double katanas, you have a normal katana, and then you have your standard katana. This is like a strong katana that you can use, but you also have a standard one. Then you have a giant hammer. Now we can't have that one yet because we have to equip it. We have to research it. No, not research it. We have to unlock it at a shop, and in that shop you basically can buy it for brozov, so for credits. But in that shop, it says what you need for it. So for example, for this one you need 65 strength and something else. You first need to get 65 strength right here. So I would have to up my strength, for example. Every time I level, you get XP points. You have to up your strength in order to get it. This way, everyone can unlock different things. For example, this hammer needs a lot of strength. But if you go to all the pistols, so this is the melee, this is the pistols. You have your double pistol, and you have your standard pistol, and then you have a revolver and a really big one, really big revolver, and you need to unlock those as well. Now, next to that, when you have actual guns that require an ammunition, you have to put your ammunition in slots as well. The more ammunition you carry with you, the slower you become. But at the same time, the more ammo you have. So you have to kind of put that into perspective. Here you have the submachine guns. Now, 2 submachine guns, one that you start off with, one that you have to research. Here you have the shotguns, 3 shotguns. 1 double-barreled, 1 standard, and then an automatic one that you have to research as well. 3 snipers, one. This is kind of more of a DMR, if you're asking me. 25 rounds, pretty good weapon. High damage output as well. And then you have your big 50 cal sniper, and then you have another weapon, another sniper like that. Here you have the assault weapons, which is a basic. Well, this one fires 50 cal rounds, but it's your basic assault rifle M4 type deal thing. This is your AK variant, which funny enough is not as strong, but it's semi-automatic and a little bit more accurate. That's how I perceive it anyway. And then you have your very fast firing with low caliber assault rifle that you have to research. Your heavy weapons, you got a minigun, you got an automatic grenade launcher or rocket launcher minigun type of thing, and then you have your nade launcher. So these are a lot of different weapons, your heavy weapons if you will. And then you have your extra stuff, so a robot or sentry gun you can place down, a robot that you can carry with you, and you can summon grenades, and the medic that I just literally just researched. You can only carry one of those. I'll explain how that works in a second. The moment you take damage, you have to charge this up, which it automatically does. If you look right down, you can see I have 50 ammo, and you put it into your system. The faster you do this, and the more you do this, the more damage you will take. Now, most weapons have unique select fire mode switches, or whatever that might mean. The pistol doesn't. This is the starting pistol, the basic pistol that you have, the Black Crow. It just fires 50 cal rounds. Pretty fast, and that's all it does. Doesn't have any fire select. Has a normal scope, and that's that. Then you have your nades that you can just throw like that, and it will explode every time someone gets near it, or automatically. You can also choose to just detonate them with the second mouse button, but that's your own choice, really. Then you have the submachine gun that you start off with, a very fast firing with like an exceptionally high amount of ammunition, but it does low damage. If you think that was fast, check this. Yes, that's an actual fire mode switch. Fire mode switch ridiculous, that's what it is. And then you have your starting katana, obviously, that you can charge up, deal more damage. And then you have your double-barreled shotgun, extremely powerful, but then again doesn't have a lot of ammo. You can also fire them at the same time. And that's that. You also got dual pistols. That has automatic fire mode. You have two different assault rifles. This one does not have a fire select switch. You have a shotgun with a drum magazine, which makes it ridiculous because this thing can just keep on firing. 32 rounds in total, no fire select switch. Then you have your silent sniper rifle with two zooms. Now you might ask yourself, where are the actual scopes on these weapons? And I cannot answer that question, and I don't know why there are no scopes on it, but I'm yet able to zoom. That's something that's just, I mean, I'm assuming I have it in my head, but then why don't I do it with every gun? I don't know. Then you have your 50 cal, or maybe even more. It's a crazy gun, extremely powerful. And then you have your heavy Gatling gun. So you might question yourself, why am I making this video? First of all, I really enjoy this game and I really want to share it with you guys. It's by far one of the most underrated games out there, and it's an extremely fun game. There's a lot of other stuff I haven't shown yet, like all the other weapons that you can unlock and buy in the game. All of the mental abilities that there are quite a few, if you can see right here. A lot of different ones and a lot of different abilities that you can unlock with. These are basically also spells, but then in a different format, so they're like more like mechanical spells, if you will, like scanners and cloak and stuff like that, and shields. So there's a lot of gameplay to this game, and there's a lot of fun stuff to do. It's also a beautiful game, and I'm really excited to play this game with a friend of mine on my channel, and we're gonna start that this week as well. that's why I wanted to make this video, to introduce you guys a little bit to the game, if you guys are not aware of this game. But there are definitely some things that they could have changed in the game. I think that they could have added some more different varieties of weapons, maybe some more different enemies. There are not that many different enemies that you fight, and maybe they could have also added, you know, customizable things for your weapons. You know, the reason why snipers don't have scopes is a little weird to me. You know, they should have had scopes. You know, stuff like that. There's just sometimes you come into amazing areas in this game that is genuinely surprising on how well it's done and how beautiful it's made. You know, this looks really good. You know, but there's some areas in the game where you're like in this giant crypt and it's just amazing and awesome how good it looks. You know, but then there aren't really enemies to portray, you know, the same level of detail that I find in the area, which sometimes you know, sucks a little bit. But then again, it's also an indie game, so you can't expect that much. And at the same time, there's a lot of different content that you do have. But it would have been cool, you know, to, for example, play with a specific weapon of the game, and then being able to add like maybe some lasers, or being able to add a new scope onto it, or just to kind of change weapons, or to have different variants of the same weapon. You know, maybe costing a little bit more accuracy, or maybe, you know, you have to buy them first. But it would be pretty cool if there's, you know, for example, a version of this pistol where it has a red dot scope, or a version of the assault rifle that you have in the game, but then with a scope on it, or with maybe a underslung grenade launcher or whatever. That would be pretty cool if they would add that in the game. But then again, I think there's a lot of different things that you can do, and there's definitely a lot of gameplay. So if you guys are interested in the game, do totally buy it. Don't think that this video is promoted or something like that by the makers of this game. I have no idea. I just think that this is one of the most fun single player and co-op, because you can play this with 4 people, I think, in the co-op campaign. So this is definitely one of the most fun games I've ever played in my life, and the story and everything is really cool. So I just really wanted to share this with you guys, and I haven't done that, and I don't know why I haven't done that, because I've been playing this game for years now, so I should have done it earlier. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this game and tell you guys a little bit about it. If you guys like this video, do like it, and subscribe. If you guys want to support me on Patreon, you can do that via the link in the description. And yeah, and you know, there's more videos of this game coming up, a whole series with Omplam, where we us two are gonna complete the complete campaign of this game, and that's gonna be pretty amazing. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and there's one little thing that I haven't yet shown you guys, and that's the hacking system. Now, believe it or not, but you can hack stuff, and you can destroy it, or steal it, or possess it, and you can do this with everything, with every character, because everyone is like a cyborg, so you can like change everything you want. And it's like a little mini game. You know, you have to attack, you have to scan, you know, you get some extra, or they lose some defense. You have to overflow, so you get more attack. So you have like a little mini game within the game, and that's the hacking system. And once you've done it, you can do whatever you want to all these systems. I think I should be able no, I can't hack this guy because he's an NPC of the storyline. But generally speaking, you should be able to hack anything you want. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And leave a like if you don't. I already said that whole thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.